Welcome back. It's time for our relationship conversation this morning. Now, over the past few weeks, we've had Nneka Jethro Robe, and we've been having a great time. And now she is known as the Happy Employee Coach, and she's an HR expert with over 17 years of experience helping employees become happier, more productive, and better paid at work. She's also an author of multiple workplace success books and the creator of the best-selling Find It Bible games, with over 11,000 copies sold. Now, with her husband, she's been co-running the Marriage Meets Money Academy, and they've been teaching couples how to build wealth through partnership. It's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
All right, so now from a woman's standpoint, our topic today is it's a really deep one. That issue of guilt just because you want to go back to work, guilt because you want to push your career as a woman. That's the area we're focusing on today. And that guilt is real.
Let's accept it.
It's pure.
It's real, it's there. Let's accept it.
We should just come to terms with the fact that, yes, those beautiful babies that God has given us, we want to stay home and look after them.
Yes.
However, we have to make
the money.
Moves. We have to make the money. So how do these conversations start whenever you're talking with couples or with women especially on how to get back into work without having that guilt?
I think there are many ways this starts, right? Last week Friday, I was at an event and a young lady walked up to me and said to me, I remember that you spoke about the guilt of not wanting to come back to work when you had your first baby, and how you were saying to us, you told someone, hey, my child has to sleep with the nanny overnight. I'm sorry, because I didn't have high BP during my pregnancy, but afterwards, so it became clear that I couldn't do the night thing. Wow. So I had to accept that I can't stay awake at night. Somebody else has to watch this baby at night. Sure. So I think the first thing is really saying, let's accept what we are dealing with, and in this part of the world, we are not very trained on emotions, so sometimes we tend to push it aside. It's not true, other people are doing it, why can't I do it? No. Yeah. Let's accept, first of all, that there is a struggle between, and it's not always about making money, sometimes it's just about making impact. Sure. You want to just add value, you want to just show up differently to the world. Sure. So accept that guilt will be there, that balance. And I was telling my husband the other day that, do you remember that my son called my sister-in-law mom before he did call me mom? Wow. Yes. Wow. So if there's anyone that has that has walked that road, and I heard him and I was like, what? And that was because early in the morning I'm dropping him off. Running to the island from the mainland to work, coming back late. So I had to, but now he, of course, he's 12, he knows who his mom is.
Of course.
But I had to deal with that guilt. And I think that many of us who have advanced in our careers need to tell those stories more. So that younger ones coming up don't feel like this is odd for them.
Or feel like they're less.
They are less.
So I remember, because I'm not sure if you knew I had twins. So I remember this guilt of not having the energy or even strength to cook between, as soon as the children were born, up to around the time they were about 3 months. Cooking for me was just, even till now, I'm not really one of the most energetic cooks, but I know how to cook. But I was just like, facing that kitchen meant removing my mind from these children. So I didn't know whether I was neglecting my husband, for instance, in terms of feeding him. And that was really hard for me to deal with, because I know that somewhere down the line, the men probably feel neglected at some point. Whether they know how to handle it, that's another conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do we deal with that? How do you begin to build pieces of your life back together, especially when it's time to go back to work? So if I'm focusing on the kids and I can't even face my husband, what about when I go back to work? What do I do?
I think the first thing I tell many people that in my life when they have children is, if you can get help before the baby comes, it's usually good. It helps you to ease gradually. If you can't, and the nature of your work requires you to be in the office, please, as soon as you have your baby, try and get help in very quickly, right? So that helps you to ease back into the office. The other thing is that many of us are not even aware of what happens to our bodies when we give birth. Nobody sits to tell you what your entire system changes. And I think that education is important so that you're not there wondering, why am I the weakest? Why am I odd? Why am I not feeling myself? But rather you accept that life is changing. I'm going through a transition. A new me will emerge. Right? And having those conversations with your spouse as much as you can. Sometimes it's tough because the man cannot really, it's not easy.
He can't relate.
He can't relate.
Yeah.
So having mentors, senior friends, girlfriends that you can share with and say, I'm not feeling this.
Okay.
And then, I've seen people who do, instead of baby showers, they do cooking showers, so to speak. So they come into the house and they cook bulk food for their friend for months. That helps. So accepting that you're going to go through a struggle I think is one of the first things. And having the conversations and being open to get help.
So now that issue of getting help is where this relationship conversation has to, it'll come back. It was turning to a parenting conversation. We have to bring it back to relationship, because a lot of couples do not want helps in the house. A lot of couples do not want mother-in-laws or sister-in-laws in the house for whatever reasons. Sometimes I feel like the reasons are just because of what we've seen on Nollywood, to be honest. Not because they're actual founded issues. And then maybe even some relationship issues from before children came into the picture with other family members. So where do we begin in that particular area of things? The conversation, what are the key points for this conversation between a man and his wife when it comes to this stage of life?
I think the first thing is even to have the conversation.
Okay.
Sometimes people are just having things in their head and the man is saying, no, I don't want this, or the woman is saying, no, I don't want this. We've not even sat down to discuss and say, our lives are changing, our lives are about to change. What kind of support do we need to get to make things to work for us? What are the things that are important for us? We must have me time, we must have us time. How do we make sure that that happens, right? That's the first thing. Sometimes people need to ease into this thing. So it may be getting a leave-out help, right, that comes in for a particular period of time and goes home. Depending on your job, if you work in a place where you close late, leave-out may not really work well, because sometimes you are leaving the office late and the person is calling you, I want to go home. Your head is in different places, so there's that as well. There are things you can outsource. For example, I tell people, I don't like going to the market. I tell people, it's a problem from small, it's not today, right? And I was born in Lagos. So it's not like I wasn't born, but I don't like going to the market. So very quickly I knew this one is one I can outsource, right? And so you own what you can do and I like to cook. But once you bring the ingredients together, I will make a meal. I can cook 6 pots of soup at street, but I won't go to the market, right? So own what it is that you can do and live with it, but have the conversation, outsource what you can. And sometimes you have to close your eyes to certain things. If you are someone that likes everywhere to be pristine,
very clean.
Sometimes, you just say, all these clothes that we finished washing, we'll be picking it from the laundry basket and be putting them on. You just have to own those things.
Now, there's loads of conversations. We can't, of course, exhaust everything here, but we've started it, and hopefully you and whoever is around you can continue the conversation online with us. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and let us know. That is the working woman dilemma. That's the conversation. Thank you so much, Nneka, for coming to talk to us this month.
Thank you.
It's been great.
Yes, it has been. Thank you.
Okay, then, let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this.